Today, the world has lost not just a leader, but a father. His name was Jorge Mario Bergoglio. But to us, he was Pope Francis, the people's pope, the voice of the voiceless, the shepherd who smelled like his sheep. A humble beginning. He was born on December 17, 1936, in Buenos Aires, Argentina, to a family of Italian immigrants. One of 5 children, young Jorge grew up in a modest home. He was the son of a railway worker and a homemaker, rooted in simplicity, grounded in love. Even in his youth, he was drawn to the silent cries of the poor and the ignored. He studied chemistry, but something deeper called him. At the age of 21, after a serious illness, he felt God tug at his heart, and so began his journey into priesthood. A priest of the streets. In 1969, he was ordained a priest in the Society of Jesus, the Jesuits, known for their dedication to education and service. But Jorge wasn't the type to seek comfort behind cathedral walls. He walked the slums. He listened. He served. He led with presence. By 1998, he became the Archbishop of Buenos Aires, known for living in a small apartment, cooking his own meals, and using public transport. Even as cardinal, he refused to embrace privilege. The people knew he was one of them. Habemus Papam, the unexpected pope. On March 13, 2013, the world turned its eyes to the Vatican. Habemus Papam, we have a pope. To the surprise of many, the humble cardinal from Argentina was chosen. He took the name Francis, after Saint Francis of Assisi, a man who lived in poverty, loved nature, and sought peace. From that moment, everything changed. A pope like no other. Pope Francis broke molds. He rejected the luxurious papal apartment and chose to live in a modest guest house. He shunned limousines for a small Ford Focus. He washed the feet of prisoners, Muslims, and women on Holy Thursdays. He welcomed atheists, embraced the LGBTQ community with compassion, and reminded the world that mercy was at the heart of faith. Who am I to judge? He once said, with a humility that shocked the world and stirred both praise and controversy. Champion of the poor and the earth. Pope Francis never stopped speaking for those whose voices are often drowned out by power and greed. He challenged world leaders to act on climate change with his groundbreaking encyclical Laudato Si, calling Earth our common home. He walked among refugees. He wept with the abused. He urged the rich to remember the poor. He called for peace in times of war, understanding in times of division, and love in times of hate. Facing the storms. But his papacy wasn't without storms. He inherited a church wounded by scandals, particularly around abuse, and he faced harsh criticism for how those wounds were handled. Some felt he moved too slowly, others felt he went too far. Yet through it all, he remained grounded, listening, learning, seeking truth, and never losing sight of his mission, to be a servant. A heart that carried the world. Pope Francis redefined what it meant to lead, not by authority, but by example. He reminded us that the church is not a museum for saints, but a hospital for sinners. He challenged us to care more, judge less, and open our hearts wider than our minds. He made the world feel seen. From slum dwellers to presidents, street children to survivors, Pope Francis looked at every person with the same eyes. Eyes of compassion. A final goodbye. Today, the bells of St. Peter's Basilica toll in mourning. Pope Francis has passed. But what he stood for, mercy, justice, love, and humility, lives on. He didn't want to be remembered as a ruler, or a celebrity, or even a saint. He wanted to be remembered as a servant. And that, he was. Thank you, Holy Father, for walking with us, for loving us, for showing us the way. Rest in peace, Pope Francis. You carried the cross. Now, may eternal light shine upon you.